In this video, I'm going to talk about the footwork that we can use for turns and about turns in rally. Footwork is completely optional. There's no requirement to use any particular footwork, so these are just some suggestions. For our left turn, we're going to do a nice, smooth 90-degree turn in front of the sign. We turn the left foot, then the right foot, and then stride out. This is a nice basic turn for our dog when we're first starting out. As we progress in our training, we might like to do a T-turn, which involves our dog having some rear end awareness. We place the left foot down, and then the right foot comes across to form a T before striding out. In order to perform this move, our dog will have to know how to swing their rear end around. The right turns are easier for the dog because the dog is on the outside of the turn. Take 2 steps around the corner to make a nice smooth curve. For the right turns, we're going to be working a little bit further away from the sign because we need to leave room for our dog. Remember, if your dog touches or knocks over the sign, you'll lose points, so don't go too close. The right turn can also be performed as a T-turn. This time we're placing the right foot down and making a T with the left foot. Right foot, left foot, stride out. This is an easier turn for the dog because, again, the dog is on the outside. The about U-turn, the dog is on our inside, so to make it easier, we can use a double track system where we enter and leave on a slightly different line. The size of our U-turn can be varied depending on the size of our dog. For a larger dog, we might need to leave a little bit more space between our 2 tracks. If our dog has good pivoting and rear end awareness skills, we can do a T to T move involving 2 T shapes, which takes us back on the same track that we entered. That's the first T, the second T, stride out. To perform this manoeuvre, our dog will need to not only be able to pivot, but also to move backwards. In the left about turn, the handler turns 180 degrees to the left and the dog moves around behind the handler to the right. We can do this in a nice smooth curve, entering and leaving on slightly different tracks. Remember to leave room for the dog because the dog's going to need to move between you and the sign. And the single track T to T version looks like this. The right foot is going to make the first T, and then the left foot is going to turn to make the second T. Make sure that you leave room for the dog in between you and the sign. With the about turn right, the dog is on the outside, so this is easier for the dog. We can use a nice smooth curve to get around our 180 degrees. Again, with this turn, we're using a double track. We enter on one line and leave on a slightly different line. Fairly straightforward with our dog. We can bring the dog around with us. The T to T version of this takes us back on a single track. Again, we need a little bit of rear end awareness in our dog to perform this effectively. So here's the double T. This is the first T, the second T, stride off. And here we are with the dog. The dog's going to swing around a little bit more close, tight turn. So I hope this helps with your rally turns, and happy training.